Man, this headliner looks old, bro. It is old. This is 1970s old. So I just left the hospital, right? I got my lung function test. It was literally 2 years and 11 months ago. My last function test here was March 10th. I had one at Dornbecker's Children's Hospital in December. But for this doctor, because I went and got another doctor, right? I literally got in my car and was told I had lung disease, COPD. Which I believed because I was having all sorts of issues breathing. Because while I was hurt, and they had me on all these crazy nerve pain drugs, I was telling them I was having issues. And they were trying to tell me it was something else. And then till one day I couldn't breathe anymore. I thought I was going to die. Then they told me nothing was wrong with me. And this exact same hospital right here, Providence, I spent 3 days in the hospital. They told me nothing was wrong with me. They didn't even send me to a pulmonologist. They sent me home with antidepressants. They thought I had panic attacks. That's why I couldn't breathe. And so then I waited 2 months. That was in December. No, that was in January. I came back to the same hospital in March for a lung function test, which I did, where then they told me I had terminal lung disease. Severely. Like I was in the late stages of it. Which I believe because I felt horrible at the time. Like unbelievably horrible at the time. Felt like I was dying. This was March of 2020. COVID hits. I never had an in-office visit since then. I literally was told I had a terminal lung disease, COPD, right? Late stages COPD. It's a deadly disease. It's what killed Spock, the actor Leonard Nimoy. It's like a deadly disease. And I was in the later stages of it. Like I'd passed all the simple stages. And I was in the later stages of it. So it's a death sentence. Like I got in my car, got my truck, same truck I'm in right now, and like left here just mind blown. Like, should I even tell my mom? Can I even tell my daughter? My mom died on Sunday. Cancer. She was literally diagnosed 11 months ago. See, you think the worst thing in the world is somebody tells you, hey, man, you got terminal lung disease and you're going to die, but it ain't, man. The worst thing to hear in your life is somebody you love to tell them that they have cancer or some other horrible thing. I know cancer kills a lot of people, but a lot of people die from a lot of other things too, like lung disease. Like, I didn't want to tell anybody that, man. I did. I thought, well, I can't keep it to myself. So here's the thing. I Googled the symptoms for what I had, and I had those symptoms plus much, much more. And the following year, in 2021, I called them. I said, hey, I think I'm breathing much better than before. I don't feel better. Like, I still feel like I'm dying because I literally feel like I'm drowning right now. Like, I psych myself out to talk right now. It feels like I'm drowning. If you've ever swam, I used to be a huge swimmer. If you ever swam and you've gone too deep, like I literally have snorkeled in Hawaii, Molokini. If you go to Hawaii, go to Molokini, bro. Right? I live in Oregon. It's beautiful rivers, beautiful ocean. It's a little cold sometimes, but it's beautiful. Right? If you're swimming, I stayed under a little too long, you start doing that little panic thing. You're like, oh, can I make it to the top? I feel that way all the time, bro. I feel it's a terrifying thing, and it just psychs me out, and I can't think properly and function properly as a human being because I feel like I'm drowning all the time. But like it's a crazy drowning. Everybody who has a lung disease has problems breathing, but I think mine are more pronounced, and I think that mine, not to say anything's better or worse or whatever, but like it's something different, man. Because before I had this, They had me on these crazy nerve medications, and I think I was having an allergic reaction to them or some type of reaction. And I had these crazy hives all over my back, and I had crazy rashes all over my arms. And so I think I had an event where COPD is a gradual thing. I think I had an event that took my lungs. By the way, I used to smoke. I had quit smoking 2 months before my original injury that they then put me on gabapentin for, who then I believe I had the reaction. But the reaction, when I went to the doctor and I said, hey, I feel like I can't breathe, they said, oh, it's probably an allergy. Not to the gabapentin, just allergies. It was summertime. Then I was seeing another provider, and I told him, hey, when I lay down, it feels like I can't breathe. And they told me I had a cold. So I went home and thought I was cold. Now, mind you, I was in unbelievable, it's SI joint dysfunction. I was in unbelievable pain. This is unbelievable pain. People take their lives over it all the time. It's unbelievable pain. And I wasn't getting proper pain medication because I didn't get bit by a shark. I didn't get hit by a car. So when I came in and said, hey, I'm in pain, I need pain medication, they said he's a drug seeker and gave me a half a pain pill a day. The pain pill people, the people that make it, the FDA said pain pill is good for 2 to 6 hours or 4 to 8 hours. A half a pain pill gets you about 3 hours worth of sleep. So for a year, right, I lost my house of 19 years. I lost my job, like 7, 8 years. Just gone in the wind, right? I spent a year in unbelievable pain with a half a pain pill. Losing my mind. Just sitting in the house all day, losing my mind. I didn't go anywhere. I used to be active. I used to hike all the time, hike on the weekends, work on cars, do yard work, go to work. I don't go to work. I just sat in my house for a year spinning, and I was having these reactions to it, but I couldn't threat matrix it like, hey, dude, this is your lungs. You need to make a bigger deal about this, because I was in so much pain. And then when it was too late, that's when I started going to the emergency room and telling them I was having problems, and they told me there's nothing wrong with me. Like no one referred me to a pulmonologist. I saw 7 medical professionals before somebody sent me to a pulmonologist, who then told me I'm screwed. Like, you're done for. But I kept saying, there's something weird going on here. And in 2021, I was having all these other things. I had heart palpitations, legs swelling, like weird stuff was going on. Like, it's like extra. And I call them and I say, hey, weird stuff's going on, and I feel like I can breathe better than before. That's impossible with COPD. You're not going to breathe. I mean, there'll be some marginal improvements with some things you do, but you're screwed and you never get better. There's this thing that's called FEV1, and you never get better. And I had an FEV1 of 47. That's bad. You're knocking on heaven's door, bro. You're not there yet, but you're going to be there. You're on your way soon. Few years, you know. It can never get better. And I kept telling people I could breathe better, and I asked for another lung function test and was ghosted by my pulmonologist. I never had another appointment again. That was 2021. This is January 2023. Then in October, I'll have all these other medical issues now all of a sudden, right? Ever since taking the gabapentin, maybe it's not the gabapentin, maybe it's lisinopril, all these other health issues since 2020, right? Or 2019, I started having health issues. Dude, it's been such a long road. Right? So I called them up and I told them, hey, I think I can breathe better, and I think I have something else going on, and I need you guys to give me another lung function test. And I never heard back from them again until October, when I was having stomach issues, and I went to the emergency room for stomach issues. And then they sent me to, it's like their office that does gastroenterology, and then they referred me back to her, because I told them I hadn't heard from that lady from years, and all of a sudden I magically got an appointment, like within a week or whatever, which is amazing. And I called my pulmonologist out on it. Like, I don't think she's a bad person, but she threat matrixed me, bro. Like, she triaged me. She said, this dude's FEV is 47. He's done for. Let me pay attention to these people that are suffering from COVID, and I can help them, right? Like, you get it, right? It's the world's worst pandemic of all time. So what are you going to do, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to do? You're going to take care of the people you can now. But when I called Act, she should have did me right, man. She should have gave me the test. So, to keep score, I told them I couldn't breathe right. Went to multiple emergency rooms, spent 3 days in the hospital, never sent to a pulmonologist. Was then sent to a pulmonologist where I was told I was screwed. Who then I called back a year later and said, hey, I think something crazy else is going on. Besides that, not to say I don't have COPD and there's a component of what I have, but something else is going on. I called her out on it in October. Now, mind you, I had to wait to January to actually get the lung function test. That's in October. It's now January 10th, 2023. And I just took my lung function test here at the hospital. The lady that did my test was an absolute sweetheart. Shout out to her. Lady who did my last test was an absolute sweetheart. Good person, kind person doing what they should be doing, right? We all have things we're supposed to be doing in life, and she's definitely being a caregiver and a provider is her thing, and she was a fantastic woman. So shout out to her. And I was putting off crazy bad energy off my mom. So check this out, man. I'm sitting in there, and some dude, young dude, like a young fly dude, young flying flashy, bro. Young flying flashy, he's in there with his grandma or his mom. He was a family member of his, an elderly family member of hers that's like got on oxygen and everything, man. And he in there, he's taking care of her, right? You know, he's being a good family member or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Grandson or son or whatever. People wearing masks, so it's hard to tell how old everybody is, you know what I'm saying? I figured she was kind of an older lady, you know what I'm saying? Like she had some years on us, you know what I'm saying? Like 70s or 80s. Like she's definitely a lady who's been around the block, you know what I'm saying? Very sweet lady, very kind lady. And I mean, I start bawling, bro. Like literally, I start bawling, bro, because I know how he feels. You know what I'm saying? At taking care of his family member, right? And I know how she feels knowing that she has to see him go through it, like me and my mom. I was crying in that Joker, bro. Like really, like I was like, I don't even know if I can do this test on me. Like it just killed me, bro. You know, but at the same time, it cheered me up because I could feel the love, man. Like I could feel the love that he had for her and she had for him. You know what I'm saying? I chill by myself all the time, man, in my house, man. I'm just by myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so to be around people that are sharing love, right? That you can feel this real love, that was fantastic, bro. It was really fantastic, bro. It reminded me of my bro, man. It reminded me of my brother Corn Dog, because he was always young, flying, flashy, bro. R.I.P. to the homie, man. He was always young, flying, flashy. And this dude was young, flying, flashy. He was doing his thing, man. And being a good family member too, man. Like he was being a good, you know, like he had it all. He was doing it all. He was being cool and being cool, you know, being a good dude. So I don't know, that cheered me up, to be honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I took this lung function test, and the lady said, "Hey, we're gonna try this albuterol." And I said, "It's cool. They prescribed me albuterol, but I don't think it works." She goes, "All right, we'll do the test." We do the test. Albuterol doesn't work, just like I said. That means you got problems. They can't change it with albuterol. It's like, oh no, man. And it is, oh no. And then we do all the tests. And then I tell her the story about my FEV1. Because I'm like, hey, listen. I've had another lung function test besides here because I had to do one for Social Security. And I said, my FEV1 is improved. And that's impossible. And she knows it's impossible. This is her job. She's a respiratory technician or whatever, therapist or whatever. I don't know the name for it. You know what I'm saying? All respect to the respiratory people. Shout out to all the respiratory people I've met. Have always been good people, bro. So shout out to everybody in the respiratory game. You know what I'm saying? I guess it attracts good people. But and I told her, I said, hey man, I think my FEV was 47 back in the day, and I think now it's in the 80s. And she was like looking at me like I was crazy, right? I mean, not like bad, but like that's just impossible. Like if you have what I have, what I've been diagnosed with, it's impossible for your FEV to ever get better. Like not by like 5 or 10, let alone 40 or 38, 37. I'm over here pumping up my numbers. But she's like, hey, I can get you a print off of your old records and your new records. And I'm like, all right, print them off. And she prints them off and she looks at them. She goes, oh. Because it's impossible to have terminal lung disease in your FEV to get better. Not that I don't have something terminal, because I may have pulmonary hypertension, which a lot of times gets misdiagnosed as COPD. Literally, it takes years to get diagnosed. So I may not out the woods yet. I may be dying from something else. By the way, the life expectancy for pulmonary hypertension is like 36 months or sometimes. Like if I understand the paperwork right, like can kill you a little bit much quicker. And it's been 3 years, so there's that one. But at least there's some treatments for it, right? Like there's some treatments to make things better. Like people do live for a very long time with it. It kills some people, or it kills you eventually, but some people do live long. And maybe we can get this pressure in my chest out of my chest, man. So I haven't even had any type of respiratory therapy. Anyways. So like it's impossible, bro. If I have what I was diagnosed with, it's impossible. Not that I'm not screwed, but I may not be as screwed as we thought. And the numbers prove it, bro. The numbers proved it today. Like it still feels like I'm drowning, but my numbers have improved, and that's impossible. So here I am at Providence, St. Vincent's. 2 years and 11 months after being told I was cooked, thinking I might not be cooked. 2 days after my mama died, bro. After my mama died, bro. Sweetest lady you'll ever meet in your life, bro. Sweetest lady you will ever meet in your life, bro. I didn't even go to this appointment today, man. Like literally, I was laying in bed last night thinking to myself, man, I don't even want to go to this appointment, man. Like, I don't even want to deal with it, bro. But I knew my mama would want me to go. So I went. Here I am, bro. Still feels like I'm drowning, bro. I was crying to my homie about it last night, man. Shout out to my homies, man. Shout out to my homies, man, for holding me down. For real, I got the best friends ever, bro. Like, I'm so blessed, man. I got all this crazy health stuff, man. I've been blessed with the most fantastic people in my life ever, man. My mom, most fantastic person, man. My homies, most fantastic people, man. Like, I'm literally just telling people sad stuff all day long, man. They just listening to me, bro. I ain't got my mama to talk to no more. Shout out to my mama, bro. Man, I'm going to take my old butt back to my empty house, man. Life is precious, man. Life is precious, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. Like I said, to see a young dude and his people, you know what I'm saying? It really made me happy, man. And I've been dealing with some good people, too, lately. But, dude, the bank was tight. Shout out to that dude. Shout out to my pharmacist, man, for being tight. Shout out to this lady who gave me this respiratory test. It was tight. It was tight when I was telling her these crazy talk, because it's crazy talk, right? When I was saying to her that my FEV was better, it was crazy talk. I think she's a little surprised that I knew the terminology, because I've been doing all the research. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man. Maybe I'm not dying, bro. Maybe I am. I am. I don't know. But maybe I ain't dying, bro. Like, so shout out to me. You know. And shout out to all these people out here, man. And love somebody, bro. Love somebody, man. Do something, man. Love somebody. R.I.P. to my mama, man. R.I.P. to Corn Dog, man. R.I.P. to Poonies. R.I.P. to Carmen. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Block. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Joe Suda, man. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to my homie Zach. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, R.I.P. to all these people, man. R.I.P. to my stepsister that passed, man. R.I.P. Shanda. R.I.P. Jerome. R.I.P. Monty. You know what I'm saying? Like, R.I.P. to all these cats out here, man. R.I.P. to all my cats out here, man. R.I.P. Sativa, bro. R.I.P. these people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, R.I.P. my homie's Pops Valentino. Oh, R.I.P. to Valentino, bro. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Bahati. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. my dad. R.I.P. Corn Dog. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to all the homies, man. And the loved ones out here, man. I'm gonna keep it pushing, man. Keep it pushing at all times, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep it pushing at all times, man. Just like my mama and the homies would want me to do, man. You know, keep it pushing at all times, man. We gonna hold it down for people, man. I gotta hold it down for my daughter. My daughter's dealing with her own health stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta hold it down, bro. I'll hold it down, man. Luckily, I got people holding me down, homie. That's what it's all about, man. Holding people down, man. We gonna hop up in this little rider. We gonna ride on, homie. Like I said, I left here 2 years ago, in 11 months, being told I had terminal lung disease. I'm leaving here today with a little bit of hope, bro. Got my paperwork, bro. Leaving here with a little bit of hope, man. A little bit of hope I can make this happen, man. A little bit of hope, man. Shout out to my mama, man. And shout out to y'all, man. God bless, man. God bless. Thank you, Lord, for another day. Thank you for all these days I get to share with all these fantastic people that I've shared them with, man. And I mean it, man. God bless y'all.